Dwyane Gambino come to the Rash. If you're new to try, make sure that sub button, smash that notification. So you know I dropped that, man. So you know when I dropped that. Make sure you be liking up the video. We got PNB Rock being guilty to a stolen gun and drugs. Damn, he's going to jail? I thought he was free. Damn.
The police have been cracking down on rappers recently, and anyone caught slipping is gonna catch a charge.
Yeah.
The most recent artist to get caught up in a legal situation is Philly artist PNB Rock, who recently pled guilty to gun and drug charges. Let's take a closer look at what happened. PNB Rock grew up in the Germantown neighborhood of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. His father was murdered when he was only 3 years old, so he was raised by a single mother. During his teen years, he moved to the suburbs in northeast Philadelphia after his uncle was murdered in Germantown. His mom was scared that her kids would get caught up in the same drama, so she moved him to a better neighborhood. Around that time, he started getting interested in music. He was inspired by artists like Tupac and groups like Jodeci and found a way to combine street with R&B melodies. But from a young age, PNB Rock was also getting into trouble. At age 13, he was into a juvenile detention center for getting in fights at school and committing robberies. Then, in high school, he would be arrested for robbing a kid in a suburban neighborhood where his mother had moved the family to get them away from the streets. He ducked into a local grocery store where his girlfriend worked, and she assured the police that they had the wrong person. But they were able to identify PNB based on his distinct tattoos, and he did a short amount of time in jail for the robbery. At age 19, he would be arrested again and sentenced to 33 months in prison for drug possession and other related crimes. But the prison time gave him plenty of opportunity to work on music, and he ended up writing his entire first mixtape while locked up. After getting out of jail, he would be homeless for a period of time and never finish high school. Around the same time, he adopted his stage name PNB Rock, which was a reference to his old block in Germantown, which was at the intersection of Astorias and Bainton. He released a mixtape called Real Bangers in 2014, which was made up of songs he wrote in prison and would sell the project to people in his neighborhood. He didn't make much money off the mixtape, but it was enough to start building the fan base. He would be sent back to jail again and had to stay 4 months after violating his probation by leaving his halfway house without permission. While he was locked up, the hashtag #FreePNBRock would trend on social media, which would help him build even more of a buzz. He dropped his second mixtape, R&B 2, in 2015, which started to attract attention from major labels. He eventually signed to Atlantic Records and released his first full project with the label, R&B 3, later that same year. He dropped his breakout track, Fleek, in 2015, which quickly racked up millions of views. He followed up with the track Selfish, which hit number 51 on the Billboard charts and is still one of his most popular tracks to date. But despite all the fame and success, he was still dealing with personal problems. In late 2015, a video surfaced that allegedly showed the rapper getting jumped in his own hood. Then, in 2016, he tweeted that someone had killed his brother, which allegedly had something to do with the gang beef. But his music was continuing to go viral. He dropped his fourth official mixtape, GTTM, Going Through the Motions, in 2017, which had features from Wiz Khalifa, YFN Lucci, A Boogie with the Hoodie, Quavo, and Ty Dolla $ign. In 2017, he was also included on the XXL freshman class list alongside A Boogie with the Hoodie, XXXTentacion, Playboy Cardi, and more. For a while, it seemed like PNB Rock's career was going nowhere but up. But as he got more and more famous, he would begin to attract criticism for some of his behavior. In October 2017, PNB Rock and A Boogie with the Hoodie would face serious backlash from rap fans and the media after they jumped Lil B at the Rollin' Loud Festival in the Bay Area. Lil B had tweeted something about being more New York than some popular NYC artists and said something about A Boogie's music. Boogie and his crew took his comments as disrespect, and when they ran into the bass guy backstage at the court, they decided to jump him. A video that leaked to the internet of the brawl showed PNB Rock getting in on the action, since he and A Boogie were cool with each other and have collaborated several times. Lil B immediately went on stage after and forgave him for the beating.
Boogie and his whole crew just jumped me in the back, man, and beat me up in the back, man. That shit crazy, man.
Charmin Ultra Soft is twice as absorbent.
Lil B is smart for going, man. Even on his little 6'9"-ish, but
wow, kids are finally
we
heading back
talking
to school.
about.
We've shared some great moments this past year.
Oh, yeah, he's running gang shit too. So.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell y'all like this. It's all love. I don't promote violence. I'm never with the violence. So I love them, and it's all good. You feel me?
But that wasn't enough to save the two rappers.
Man needed that check, so you
Boogie
have
and
to go.
PNB Rock are both more street dudes than internet rappers, and they likely weren't aware of Lil B's love of trolling or how loyal his fan base is. The two rappers were immediately clowned for picking the fight with the most positive dude in hip-hop and received backlash from both fans and media. Even though A Boogie and Lil B later squashed the beef and said it was all love, it definitely impacted both rappers' public perception. Then, in January 2018, PNB Rock released a video to his social media showing him pissing in the hotel room and spitting on the floor after being asked to leave for smoking weed. He again received some serious backlash for being foul and disrespectful. He released his debut studio album, Catch These Vibes, in 2017, which featured guest appearances from Wiz Khalifa, Juicy J, Roy Woods, and Smoke Perp.
Just know if you did that now,
Then he would follow up with his second
last year,
album, Trap Star Turned Pop Star, in 2019, which featured guest appearances from Lil Wayne, Roddy Ricch, and NBA Youngboy, and debuted at number 4 on the Billboard charts. But that same year, PNB Rock will get caught up in another serious legal situation that will lead to his recent charges.
Well, a well-known Philadelphia rapper is
Well,
behind
that's why
bars
it's been
for
going
allegedly
for a
selling
minute.
drugs in Bensalem.
In January 2019,
He's still selling
police raided the
drugs?
rapper's home in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, and found 5 pounds of marijuana, a stolen .40 caliber handgun, and $33,000 cash.
Officers searched a home belonging to
Wait.
Rock.
How is he selling drugs? 5 pounds? The way this nigga must be smoking, that was a discount. That's what, well, I guess 5 pounds is a lot. Maybe 1 pound or 2. You get 3, you looking like you trafficking. Okay.
Yesterday, after receiving
2 pounds
noise
is not that
complaints,
much.
they allegedly found drug paraphernalia, a stolen
The gun he
handgun,
needs. He's
and
in
more than
Philly.
$33,000 and 4 pounds of marijuana.
Police had received complaints from neighbors about a constant smell of weed coming from his house, which allowed them to obtain a search warrant. During the search, police also discovered scales and packaging material meant to distribute
Was
the
he
weed.
smoking?
It's unwrapped cat food or tuna can. It's a small can, and this is how it was sent from California. So he was picking this up and then certainly distributing it into the Delaware Valley to folks.
PNB Rock and his girlfriend, Instagram model Stephanie Sabounwang, were both arrested.
PNB Rock and a female resident are being held on $500,000 bail on a number of charges.
Sabounwang pled guilty to possession of a controlled substance that same year and was sentenced to 6 months of probation. PNB Rock was charged with possession of narcotics, criminal conspiracy, and other offenses. Then, while still fighting the drug and gun charge, the rapper was involved in another legal incident. In January 2020, the rapper was arrested for drug and gun possession after totaling his car and several others during a street race in Burbank, California. A police officer was in the 300 block of Alameda Avenue in Burbank when he saw 2 cars racing down the street, going at an estimated speed of 100 miles per hour. During the race, a white BMW sedan struck 3 vehicles parked along Alameda Avenue. A woman was sitting in one of the parked cars at the time and ended up suffering minor injuries. The driver of the BMW was PNB Rock, and when they went to question him, they smelled marijuana. After a quick search, they found it in his car. Even though weed is legal in California, you still can't be high behind the wheel of a vehicle, especially if you just crashed it into a bunch of cars. Another man in the passenger seat of PNB's car was badly hurt in the crash. He was wearing a black satchel at the time, which needed to be removed to treat his injuries. When officers removed the bag, they found a loaded handgun inside it. PNB was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence and reckless driving. His BMW had to be impounded, and he was released on a $100,000 bond later that day. His passenger was also hit with a citation for carrying a loaded handgun. Now, just recently, PNB Rock has pled guilty to the gun and drug case that happened in 2019. He entered an open guilty plea of 1 count of possession with intent to deliver and 1 count of receiving stolen property. He was sentenced to 36 months of probation and ordered to complete 100 hours of community service. So,
Well, I guess
the
that's a
rapper
big
will have to be
trade-off.
on his best behavior from now on to avoid getting sent back to jail. He must have had some good lawyers because he
Yeah,
avoided
he's
doing
not-
any
yeah,
time,
okay,
even though
yeah.
he's still currently fighting another open case.
Yeah,
Seems like PNB
he's
is a
not-
rapper
I know he
who
was
doesn't
in
move as
jail.
smart as he should for the level he's at in his career. His music does pretty big numbers, so he shouldn't have to sell weed just to make ends meet. Plus,
Yeah, I know.
there's no reason
That's
that a
what I'm
world
saying.
famous artist like him should be getting hired drunk and drag racing through a residential neighborhood. Hopefully, this arrest will be a wake-up call that he needs to change his ways or risk losing everything he's built. Otherwise,
these niggas
he'll end up
ain't
becoming another
making money
talented
the way you
rapper
think they're
who lost their
making money.
freedom
They're making
for
money
no
off
good
the
reason.
streets.
If you thought this video was crazy, be sure to check out our channel for more. From rappers and car crashes to rappers ready for ops at shows, we cover the most insane stories that you need to hear. Well, that's all for today. Please smash that like button.
Okay, alright. Good to know. Alright, you guys already know. It's from the comments and tell you how you feel with the video. And let me know what you guys want to react to next. Until next time. Deuces.
Call me like a rich bitch, limp dick, put it on your daughter and she still call a nut. Patty K, nothing on your bitch like Johnny K. ATL pull up in roller skates, work lights on like a library.